Ever wondered what life looks like in Estonia, Europe's second-ranked nation for masculine scarcity? The data is absolutely staggering. Merely 88 males exist for every 100 females, making this Baltic republic the European territory where men genuinely become valued like precious metals, while single women dramatically outnumber potential partners. Estonia represents far more than just a small republic that reclaimed freedom from Soviet control, but rather a thriving nation featuring robust economic growth, breathtaking medieval cities such as Tallinn, plus a contemporary society concealing a demographic phenomenon that fundamentally revolutionizes social and romantic interactions. Envision inhabiting a nation where roughly 11 women compete for every 10 men's attention, establishing a dating landscape absolutely unprecedented throughout Europe. This constitutes no media sensationalism, but verified reality profoundly affecting how relationships, employment, and social existence function across Estonia. Today, we'll uncover precisely what living in Estonia actually entails for both males and females, within a society where male scarcity has produced social phenomena virtually non-existent elsewhere across the European continent. Before proceeding further, here's a vital reminder. YouTube has been automatically removing subscriptions. Check immediately whether you remain subscribed and hit that like button. This strengthens our channel and guarantees you receive all upcoming videos. Please share your thoughts in comments too, as we genuinely value your perspective. Official census records from 2021 demonstrate Estonia maintains 69.1% ethnically Estonian population. Yet when examining by gender, we find women constitute roughly 53% of total inhabitants. This translates to literally tens of thousands more women than men residing throughout Estonia, among the country's 1,370,000 residents. The ramifications of this imbalance prove remarkable, spanning labor market shifts to complete transformations in dating practices, marriage customs, and social expectations. Strolling through Tallinn's sophisticated streets, Estonia's capital, you'll regularly witness groups of young, educated, attractive women subtly competing for attention from the limited available men, generating a social environment unparalleled in cities like Paris, Madrid, or Rome. Understanding how Estonia achieved this remarkable demographic situation requires examining the geography and history surrounding this captivating Baltic state. Estonia occupies a strategic location in northeastern Europe, bordering Latvia southward, Russia eastward, while enjoying extensive Baltic Sea coastlines northward and westward. Covering just 45,227 square kilometers, Estonia measures smaller than nations like Costa Rica or Denmark. Yet its geographic placement has established it as a vital connection hub between Eastern and Western Europe throughout centuries. The capital, Tallinn, housing roughly 440,000 inhabitants, contains nearly one-third of the national population and enjoys global recognition for its impeccably preserved medieval historic core, designated UNESCO World Heritage status. Economically, Estonia has undergone remarkable transformation since achieving independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, reaching roughly 25,000 euros annual per capita GDP. The nation successfully joined NATO in 2004, entered the European Union that year, and adopted the euro as official currency in 2011, establishing itself among the world's most dynamic and digitalized economies. Key industries encompass information technology, where Estonia leads globally in electronic governance and cybersecurity, timber processing utilizing extensive forests covering over 50% of territorial space, advanced manufacturing, plus a highly sophisticated services sector. Yet behind these outstanding economic accomplishments lurks a demographic crisis rooted in profound and traumatic historical origins. The devastating events of the 20th century literally destroyed Estonia's male population. During World War II, Estonia lost roughly 25% of its total population, with young men experiencing the most catastrophic losses through mandatory military service, mass deportations to Siberian gulags, and executions during successive Nazi and Soviet occupations. Between 1941 and 1944, tens of thousands of Estonian men were systematically eliminated or transported to Siberian labor facilities. The following Soviet period escalated this masculine demographic devastation. In March 1949 alone, over 20,000 Estonians, predominantly young men and family fathers, were deported to forced labor camps in the Soviet Union's most isolated regions. This systematic elimination and deportation of the male population persisted for decades, generating a generational imbalance that expanded with each successive generation, culminating in today's demographic circumstances where living in Estonia as a man automatically provides unique social and economic benefits unmatched anywhere throughout Europe. Point number 1. The mathematical reality of inhabiting a nation with more single women than available men, and how this manifests in everyday life. The official data proves genuinely astounding. Estonia sustains 88 men per 100 women, establishing it as Europe's second nation with the greatest gender disparity following Latvia. To better comprehend this ratio, picture a social function with 100 attendees. Roughly 44 men and 56 women would be present. In concrete terms, this means among Estonia's 1,370,000 inhabitants, approximately 650,000 are men, while 720,000 are women, generating a 70,000-person gap. This imbalance becomes significantly more extreme within particular age brackets. Among 25 to 35-year-olds, considered the most romantically and professionally active demographic, the ratio falls to just 82 men per 100 women. In Estonian universities, women represent 62% of all enrolled students, and in disciplines like medicine, psychology, education, and communications, they regularly reach 70% or higher. Dating application data from Estonia uncovers remarkable patterns. On Tinder Tallinn, typical men receive between 60 and 90 weekly matches, while on comparable apps in cities like Berlin or Vienna, masculine averages span 8 to 15 matches. Throughout Tallinn and Tartu shopping districts, the second largest city, it's standard observing groups of 4 or 5 women accompanied by maximum 1 or 2 men. Restaurants, cafes and bars have cleverly modified their business strategies by focusing primarily on female customers, providing specialized menus, appealing decor, and themed events explicitly created to attract women who constitute the absolute majority of their clientele. On Tallinn's public transit, especially during morning and evening rush periods, the visual ratio becomes obviously apparent. Buses and trams regularly show more women than men commuting to their jobs or activities. Gyms and fitness facilities report roughly 65% of their memberships belong to women, many openly acknowledging they attend both for fitness maintenance and for opportunities to socialize with the scarce available men. Employment statistics show Estonian women hold 48% of managerial and executive roles, among Europe's highest proportions, partially explained because there are simply more highly qualified women competing for these positions. At cultural gatherings, concerts, festivals, and public celebrations organized in Tallinn, Tartu, and other cities, the demographic difference becomes visually dramatic, creating a unique social atmosphere where women have developed more proactive socialization approaches compared to traditional expectations in other European societies. Point number 2. How this masculine shortage revolutionizes romantic and social patterns in Estonian daily existence. Living in Estonia means experiencing courtship behaviors completely opposite to traditional European customs. Estonian women, famous for their distinctive Nordic beauty, outstanding higher education, and cultural refinement, have created innovative approaches to excel in an intensely competitive, romantic environment. In Tallinn's nightclubs and entertainment venues, particularly in neighborhoods like the Kalamaja district and historic center, it's frequent witnessing scenarios where 2 or 3 women gracefully compete for a single man's attention, using seduction methods that would be deemed unusual in nations like Italy or Spain, where men traditionally adopt more active roles. Estonian men regularly report receiving direct invitations from women for romantic dinners, cultural activities, and weekend plans, a phenomenon that sharply contrasts with other European cultures where masculine romantic leadership is the historical standard. Online dating services operate drastically differently in Estonia. While in other European nations, women usually receive hundreds of messages and can afford extreme selectivity, in Estonia, they must start conversations, sustain engaging dialogues, and show creativity to capture the limited masculine attention available. Estonian-specific dating websites have integrated distinctive features where women can send virtual presents, premium invitations, and priority messages to men, characteristics absent in application versions used elsewhere because demand simply doesn't warrant such functions. At speed dating sessions regularly hosted in Tallinn, the standard ratio is roughly 15 women per 8 male participants, compelling organizers to develop special formats where one man can conduct simultaneous or consecutive conversations with multiple interested women. Estonian women invest proportionally more in personal care and appearance than their European counterparts. Estonia's cosmetics, aesthetic treatments and fashion market maintains a female per capita value of approximately €1,400 annually, substantially higher than the €900 average in countries like France or Germany. Beauty salons in Tallinn and other major cities report waiting lists regularly extending to 4 weeks, while many professional women allocate between 18 and 25% of their monthly earnings to beauty treatments, premium clothing, and accessories designed to sustain their romantic market competitiveness. Within general social spheres, Estonian women have fostered a culture of proactive, romantic leadership. They regularly pay restaurant checks, organize sophisticated date plans, and make relationship decisions that in other European cultures would traditionally be deemed masculine responsibilities, creating a complete reversal of established social roles. Point number 3. The remarkable benefits of being male in Estonia's employment market and social environment. The shortage of men has created distinctive career opportunities in Estonia, unmatched anywhere else in Europe. Estonian companies, particularly in traditionally masculine sectors like engineering, information technology, construction, and manufacturing, aggressively compete among themselves to hire and maintain male talent. Male salaries in Estonia average roughly 19% higher than female salaries for equivalent roles, not through systematic discrimination, but because authentic scarcity has generated premium demand for specialized masculine labor across various industries. Technology corporations in Tallinn, including giants like Skype, Bolt, and Wise, provide exceptional relocation packages specifically targeting male software engineers, programmers, and cybersecurity specialists from other European nations, including complimentary housing for up to 6 months, intensive Estonian language instruction, company vehicles, and even professional social networking assistance. In construction and infrastructure industries, where masculine participation traditionally dominates, companies offer hiring bonuses reaching €8,000 for recruiting qualified men, a practice completely unprecedented throughout the rest of Europe, where such incentives remain rare or non-existent. Male entrepreneurs in Estonia enjoy privileged access to funding. Banking institutions like SEB Estonia and Swedbank report commercial loan applications submitted by men achieve an 89% approval rate compared to 75% for women, primarily because investors and lenders perceive masculine entrepreneurs as scarce resources with enhanced likelihood of producing successful outcomes. In service industries, restaurants, bars, and entertainment establishments compete to hire male waiters, bartenders, and customer service staff because their presence ensures greater female customer attraction who represent the majority of consumers in these sectors. Tallinn's nightclubs and bars maintain permanent complimentary entry for men policies every day weekly, while women pay complete admission charges, a total reversal of the traditional model used in cities like London, Paris or Rome, where women typically receive free admission to attract masculine customers. Food delivery, shipping and transportation services pay up to 35% more to male workers because female clients, representing roughly 65% of the home services market, demonstrate clear preferences for male service providers. In real estate, male agents consistently accomplish 32% more successful sales because female purchasers, especially single professionals who constitute a significant market segment, prefer collaborating with masculine representatives for major investment decisions like acquiring residential or commercial properties. Point number 4. The distinctive challenges and social pressures of being male in Estonia. While being male in Estonia might appear as an absolute advantage, reality includes distinctive psychological and social pressures absent in other European countries. Estonian men confront extraordinarily elevated social expectations. They're expected to be exceptional economic providers, perfect romantic partners, and constantly available, charismatic social participants. The persistent pressure of selecting among multiple, simultaneous romantic options has generated what Estonian psychologists call affective decision fatigue, a phenomenon documented in roughly 40% of single men between 25 and 40 years who report feeling overwhelmed by constant feminine attention. Many Estonian men describe experiencing psychological exhaustion from disproportionate expectations and pressure to perfectly satisfy the emotional needs of multiple women competing for their attention. Masculine psychological support groups in Tallinn have experienced exponential expansion, with over 900 registered participants seeking professional assistance managing social stress derived from excessive romantic options and the perceived responsibility of not disappointing any interested women. Masculine social life becomes substantially complicated. Casually socializing with male friends regularly transforms into experiences where they're constantly approached by women seeking to initiate conversations or establish connections, making it extremely challenging to maintain normal conversations or enjoy recreational activities without unwanted romantic interference. Group sports and activities, traditionally considered exclusively masculine spaces, now routinely include female spectators who attend specifically to observe and potentially meet masculine participants, fundamentally changing the relaxed atmosphere of these sporting gatherings. Married men or those in stable relationships confront constant temptations and subtle but persistent social pressure toward infidelity, with divorce rates initiated by women reaching 45%, substantially higher than Europe's 32% average, often due to suspicions or insecurities related to the abundant feminine attention their partners receive. Intense competition among women for masculine attention creates interpersonal conflicts between friends, work colleagues, and acquaintances, placing men in extremely uncomfortable social positions where any casual interaction might be misinterpreted as romantic interest or generate tensions among women in their social circles. In workplace environments, men report increasing discomfort levels due to unwanted romantic attention from female colleagues, creating harassment situations that traditionally affected women more frequently in other cultures, but in Estonia have reversed due to the unique demographic dynamic. Estonian men seeking serious monogamous romantic relationships face the complex challenge of distinguishing between women genuinely interested in them as individuals versus those motivated primarily by demographic scarcity and social competition. As we've observed, living in Estonia provides a completely unique European social experience, especially for men who find themselves in an unprecedented demographic privilege position throughout the continent. The numbers speak definitively. 88 men per 100 women generate social, romantic, and economic dynamics that simply lack equivalent anywhere else in the developed world. This reality transforms Estonia into an authentic social laboratory where we can examine how masculine gender scarcity impacts every aspect of modern, prosperous society. Estonian women, admired for their Nordic beauty, exceptional education, and intelligence, have developed sophisticated and creative strategies to compete successfully in an extremely challenging romantic marketplace, while men navigate between extraordinary professional opportunities and psychologically demanding social pressures. Estonia's employment market has responsively adapted to this unique demography, with special opportunities for men, above-average salaries, and employment benefits impossible to discover in other European countries. However, as we've analyzed thoroughly, these apparent advantages come accompanied by exceptionally high social expectations and psychological pressures that many men find overwhelming and difficult to manage sustainably. Estonia's economy has creatively adapted to this demographic reality, from restaurants and commercial establishments designing strategies specifically to attract female customers to complete industries that have radically modified their marketing, hiring, and personnel retention approaches. Beauty, fitness, entertainment, and personal services sectors have flourished precisely due to feminine competition intensified by structural masculine scarcity. For those considering relocating to Estonia, it's essential to understand this isn't simply an interesting statistical curiosity, but a demographic reality that profoundly permeates every aspect of Estonian daily life. Romantic relationships operate according to different rules. Social expectations diverge significantly from other European countries, and both men and women must constantly adapt to interpersonal dynamics that challenge traditional Western European norms. Demographic data suggests this trend will persist for at least the next 2 decades, especially considering Estonian women maintain roughly 10 years longer life expectancy than men, and masculine emigration toward countries with higher salaries like Germany, United Kingdom, and Nordic countries continues as a sustained trend. Estonia represents an absolutely fascinating case study about how demographic imbalances shape and transform entire societies, creating unique opportunities and specific advantages for some, while simultaneously presenting extraordinary challenges and psychological pressures for others. If this comprehensive analysis about life in Estonia seemed fascinating to you, please share this video so more people can learn about this unique demographic reality in Europe. Subscribe to our channel to receive more detailed analyses of countries and cultures that challenge our traditional expectations. Which specific aspect of life in Estonia surprised you most? Do you consider this demographic situation represents more advantages or disadvantages? Share your perspective in the comments.